Address several things. None of the proponents of this legislation have spoken yet this evening, but there were several objections that were raised in the Ordinance Committee meeting that I would like to address in case they do come up tonight. So there were complaints about Harington Hall, there were complaints about sex offenders, and there were complaints about violence. I would like the council people to remember that violence is already against the law and that other complaints that have been brought up are better brought up in another setting and are not relevant to the issue we're discussing here tonight. I'm completely flabbergasted that the city council members are considering spending tax dollars on something that they know is going to be fought in court. Mayor Fung, I voted for you several years ago, and I'm just flabbergasted that this ordinance is being brought up again in spite of the fact that it's been shot down previously. I also looked carefully at the intersections that were on the list in the proposed ordinance. So there are 21 intersections that are listed. 19 of those are, let me backtrack a moment. 2 of those are double listed. So it's listed as Park and Elmwood, and it's listed again as Elmwood and Park. So we're talking about 19 intersections. Just off the top of my head, I can look at those intersections, and 10 of them I have never once in all my time driving in Cranston seen panhandling. So more than half of the intersections that are listed in your documentation, so to speak, for this being a public safety issue, are not even intersections where panhandling occurs. I'm going to skip through some of my other points because they've been raised already, but I would also like to point out that the so-called Facebook poll that occurred, that was mentioned in the Ordinance Committee, Councilman Farina, was that you? I believe. So somebody, one of the council people talked about a Facebook poll of constituents. That very evening I went home, it was you, Councilman Farina, I remember now, thank you. I friend requested you and you did not accept my So I would like to point out that that's not an objective poll, and any kind of poll of that matter that needs to be discounted. What we're talking about is an issue that probably makes all of us just a little bit uncomfortable. And I don't think we can legislate. I don't think we can talk about unconstitutional ordinances for things that make us uncomfortable. If we want to talk about how women who are in their soccer vans who are uncomfortable with people panhandling, we can talk about empowerment workshops for those women. Thank you.